But I think one of the biggest things is just to have fun. Like, when you take the seriousness out of it and you're just building stuff that you enjoy, or taking code that someone else has made and just changing it, that's the best way to learn. I think the way that I learn is just by building stuff. A lot of people get distracted, or what's the word that I'm looking for? I guess caught up in building a perfect product, when at the end of the day you're doing this for you. You're just building something that you want to enjoy building, and when you do that, it doesn't even seem like you're working. You're just building something that you enjoy and you're having fun while doing it.
I think it's a really good way to approach anything that you could end up successful at. Because I know that, you know, like, as long as the interest remains there, otherwise it becomes like a chore, and it's
Exactly, 100%.
It's exhausting.
100%.
As opposed to sort of, and it's a bit like having a kid, and it's like, you know, like, actually no, it's not. It's nothing like having a kid. I'm going to shut up. No, but I wanted to ask you, because you said before about your brother. I don't know if you said it on the record, but on the record. Oof, look at us, we're the FBI now. You know, like, but no, you said before that your brother's a graphic designer. Does he do your graphic work for you, or do you work with him to do that and then give him a little kickback, maybe a few pints? Or,
So
like pay him in pints. That's how I pay my brother.
He is an extremely talented artist, and I think I can draw a rough sketch of a character or a concept, and he just puts like a master stroke on it. So SpaceBots, I had this idea for these cute, chubby little robot characters, and he took this idea and just perfected it. So it works really, really well as a creative effort and creative team, that I can program these ideas and I can come up with the rough concepts, but he just adds that finishing touch to it.
Yeah, so he's responsible for all the formatting around it and sort of how it looks, like the visualizations, obviously, and then you've got the code behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like the harder part.
Yeah, no,
like,
definitely.
I mean, like, it's pretty shiny.
I've got the short straw.
How long does it take you to develop like a game from sort of the concept where you've got like, okay, I mean, for example, I know that the SpaceBots one where you sort of match two and then you hit the other one. Because I mean, like, that one's idiot proof because I've just played it now. And I didn't get it at first. And then mine was like, you're not supposed to. I was like, why does it keep breaking?
I'll be honest, I didn't get it at first, and then
I mean, I want to say idiot proof, but then both of us have just confessed the fact that we didn't get it. Like, you know, it's like, oh, we do not.
I didn't get it first, but then yesterday I was playing it. I was playing it yesterday, and I got it, and I was like, okay. Then I showed him today. And I was able to tell him, like, you have to match all of them together.
Yeah, and then you do the last one, and I was like, I couldn't work out. I kept losing because I refused to read any instructions. Like, you know, I absolutely refused to. But it's good fun though. It's like, I like the fact that your games are quite simple. Do you think simplicity has a driving factor in the way you do it, or is it that you just haven't got to the stage as a developer where you can actually create something as sophisticated as, say, Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, no, that is a great question. I think simplicity is really key. Like, I always kind of think to myself, can my parents play this game? But also, can a small child who maybe has got their first piece of technology, that has browsed the App Store, that might see some of my games, can they also enjoy it? So that kind of wide spectrum. And simple's always just great. I think when you have something that you don't have to have a 400-page manual to understand, is always great. Like you said earlier, you know, why bother with instructions? If you can just get something in your hands and just understand and learn how to play it by playing, that's the best way.
Intuitive.
Yeah, exactly. And you feel an accomplishment by learning how to play it just yourself. Yeah.
That sounds like, I mean, yeah, I quite enjoy that concept, I think.
I think chances more frustrating. Like,
which one's Chance?
The one with the maths.
Oh, yeah, with the maths in it. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, I got to like level 14 and I was like, haha, I've done it. It's like, you know, it's like 17 plus 422 and I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? Like, why am I hurting myself like this? I was like, my brother does maths and he was like, I remember one time when he was little, so it's completely irrelevant. One time when he was little, the first time he ever got drunk, he woke up. He woke me up, he was like, absolutely floods of tears. And I was like, what's wrong? He goes, I'm stupid. I'm like, why are you stupid? And he's like, I don't know the square root of 4,283. I was like, you need to, we're not getting you drunk again. Anyway, moving forward. Yeah, he's going to love that game. I'm going to show him it later.
So, I just want to double back quickly. So you went from being a retail buyer into, like, if this is what you do full time in terms of app development, this is what This is how you make a living?
No, I'm actually a solutions engineer. So a solutions engineer is kind of like a cross between a software engineer, but also someone who mediates issues with clients, publishers, and customers. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's quite full on. It's quite full on.
It sounds traumatic.
Yeah, I think it's the best of both worlds because I get to design software and amend software and fix problems, but also I have that personal relationship with loads of different people as well. So I think maybe if I was working solely in software development, I wouldn't see that more empathetic side. So I really enjoy it, and I like the fact that I can do all the software app stuff in my spare time because I love doing that.
So do you sometimes, like, when you're fixing I'm assuming that both of them are related to coding.
Yeah.
So when you're fixing some code, do you ever like have a little genius? Do you have like a little secret file on the side where you're like, I'm stealing that, putting that in there?
I think that if that isn't happening, then you're in the wrong job. I think I get brainwaves all the time. Like I'm constantly being inspired and looking at the way people. And that's one of the coolest things about software engineering. There's 1,000,001 ways to solve an issue. Like in one chance, the app, the whole premise is you can only play the app once. And that's an issue. Yeah,
I fucked up the first time.
I've had many emails from people who.
How do I play it twice? I've downloaded it and re-downloaded it, and now it's just being a dick.
Exactly.
I've got a new profile.
The amount of emails that I've got about it, but I love getting those emails, and that is a problem in itself. How do I know that the user has played the app? Right. Let's say the user isn't connected to the internet. How am I supposed to make a check to a database to see if the user has played the app? So these, and there's a million ways that you can do it.
How do you police that?
Exactly. Like, there's so many ways to approach that. So that's one of the things that I really like about it.
Do you have any like sort of super fans who like email you constantly?
So one thing that is really cool, so SpaceBots, there is someone who plays it every single day, which I think is just mind blowing, and
almost like therapeutic almost.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that I built something that someone uses every single day. In the sense that you have music apps or travel apps that people depend on every single day. I've made a piece of entertainment that someone uses every single day, which is in my head like mind-boggling.
Are they any good at it?
Yeah, got the high score.
Way too good at it.
Yeah, absolutely smashed my scores. So yeah.
Oh, I bet you're pissed. Can you not like nip in there and artificially like one up him by one point just to piss him off?
I had thought about that, but the fact that I've probably played the games thousands of times and someone has just taken my score and absolutely decimated it.
Oh yeah, you got to feel a bit of shame for that.
Yeah, definitely. Beating at my own game, literally.
Oh, that's brilliant.
What I wanted to ask you is how does one go about getting an app on the App Store? How do you do that?
That is another brilliant question. I think so. Once you've compiled your application, you have done your research to make sure that there's no apps that are similar to it, and you thought of a great name that hasn't been taken. That's always like a really important detail to have as well, to make sure that that name is available. You can upload it onto the App Store, but what happens is there's a review process. So someone actually manually goes through your app to make sure that it's something that they want to put on the App Store. Right. So if there was any...
It's exhausting doing that.
Yeah. And I think they manually review thousands of apps every single week. Right. And then once that passes, once you've beta tested it, so you've shown it to friends and family, what do you think of this app? Checked if there's any bugs. There's no bugs. You've submitted it to either Apple or Google or Windows or Amazon to put on the App Store, and they have approved it. Then a couple of days later, it's on the App Store, and anyone from around the world can download it.
So, is there a different process between different app stores? Because also there's the Apple App Store, then there's the Play Store, and then is it Windows? You said as well.
Windows.
So there are different processes. Like, is some more strict than others?
Yes, 100%. So, kind of within the development community, many people will say that the Apple App Store is probably the most protective, and I think the quality of apps is really important. As a ecosystem, you don't want poor quality apps to be on the App Store because it harms your brand.
Right.
And Apple, they manually review every single app while other companies don't. So if you upload an app to the X Store, it's just uploaded straight away. There's no manual review process. So it does change platform to platform. And obviously that has an effect on when it can actually be uploaded, because some app stores you're able to upload and it's there within 20 minutes, and then some it will take a couple of days for it to be approved.
This is the most YouTube thing we're ever going to do.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Please do like and subscribe.